Hello, welcome back to Pulled Focus. We continue our interviews with the filmmakers involved in this year's Deep Fried Film Festival. Today we have someone with us who has two films. They're both animated shorts called Ghost Dogs and Cats Go Bananas, and we are joined by David Hutchinson. Hi David.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Great. Can you tell us a bit about yourself and the work that you do?
Um, I started off. I was cutting peats, and I liked the instruments for cutting peats. I ended up making this creature called the Peat Mother, Gaelic is Maher Moinja, and animating the peats. And that's my first animation I ever did. So it was stop frame, and I'd been inspired by the Cali creature and Ray Harryhausen and the Secret Adventures of Tom Thumb and Paul Berry's The Sandman, all kind of stop frame animations. And then I went on to making a metal hem with a TV set for stomach called Shoreditch, and I did this in our buyer up north. And the thing about it I didn't understand at the time was if I made the hem with a real TV, the rest of the set had to be bigger and bigger. So I ended up taking over everything. So that was me learning how to do stop frame through experimentation. But STV liked it and they gave me a contract to make one short wee film with them. And that was my first contract. And then West Held Animation saw that and they contract me to do backgrounds and props for their Uriscna Alba, the Scottish Brownie series. And after that, all that stuff I learned, it was all hand done, either drawing or that. And it took a long time. So I went to Down to Jordiston to learn how to do animation on computers. It's quite a long time ago, back in the mid 90s. There's nobody else that was doing computers at that time. And I spent a long time after that doing web design and stuff like that and doing kind of just a mixture of kind of digital art stuff. And I made two feature films. And then when the lockdown started, I couldn't really do anything. So I went back to animation. And that's when I started doing the things like Ghost Dogs, which originally started off as a radio play idea that I never made. So I did Ghost Dogs and Cats Go Bananas. And both these things I'm using computers to animate them, but I'm actually doing them by hand first and then using the computers to animate them, take the hard work away by computers. So that's where I'm up to now.
So we're going to show just a couple of images from the two that you've got in this year. They are animated shorts, so we don't want to spoil too much. But first of all, we've got Ghost Dogs and we've got Cats Go Bananas. So both of these have got very iconic images in them that our audience will see. So when it came to both of them, because one of them it's got orange-haired American, and the other one is down at Downing Street. Was there a political inspiration behind these, or was it just ideas that came up?
Well, I know Donald Trump really likes golf courses, and he was getting his own way in Aberdeen, and he had stopped this man and his mother, and he'd built all this earth around their house. They couldn't see it in the golf course he'd bought, so that put me thinking about him. But I never mentioned him, and the Boris Johnson and Cats Go Bananas. I didn't mention him either. And the Boris Johnson one was I'd heard that he had said that bananas have to be straight. If we were in the EU, they make bananas straight. So I thought, when I made Ghost Dogs first, I thought I'd make a sequel, and I thought make the dogs go down and help Larry, the cat in number 10, to use Boris Johnson's banana straight machine against him. But then I heard there was a cat in number 11 called Palmerston, and so I got Palmerston and Larry to work together to make Cats Go Bananas. But they were both made for fun. They do have political kind of things about them, but it was kind of just political satire, just for fun.
Great. Well, the submissions panel make notes as they go on all the films as we go through them, and we have shown it to audience during the comedy section, and They were sitting giggling. It was great to see the reactions to them. What sort of challenges did you have when you were making both films?
Just trying to think. And the Ghost Dogs, I had more in the animation and I had to cut it down, so that was a challenge having to cut it down a bit. And also, I was just using Photoshop for that one. Photoshop and I think animated in After Effects, and it was quite crudely done. And I didn't have anybody. I had my friend Dora and pal Connor. They did some of the voices with me, but usually I don't do this thing myself. I usually get pal Keith to do that. But so I was doing these things myself. And then the Cats Go Bananas one, I'd never done that before. That was started off as a painting. I did the painting of the guy running the cats going after him, and then I cut that out in Photoshop and animated. So it was just experimenting with techniques, really.
And where's the best place to find your other work?
If you just go to davidhutchinson.info or davidhutchinson.co.uk, you'll find stuff. During lockdown, I've been doing a lot of not just in the last year. I've been doing a lot of continuation of the Kerkagazoo thing I was telling you about, the hen thing, but doing it as books. So I'm now in the seventh book of children's picture books, but I'm doing them as ebooks as well. So there's a little bits of animation in the ebooks as well. But all the links of that are all on my website.
Right. And we we have in the sections throughout the festival of different genres, and then we've got an awards night at the end of the festival on the 29th, and during that time people will be getting to see a lot of different films. Why should people watch these two films?
Um, well, the main reason is if you're a wee bit depressed, it'll kind of cheer you up. So anybody that's got kind of an interest in kind of political satire, really, but you could watch it without anything known about politics as well. So with Brexit happening, that you do need something to cheer you up.
Definitely, there is enough doom and gloom in the world as
Mm.
it is.
Mm.
They're definitely um, films that have caused a reaction, and we're looking forward to showing them again in the next section next week. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thanks for having me. It's been great. Yeah.
Brilliant. So that's another Pulled Focus. The Deep Fried Film Festival continues. Some of the films, they cross over into different categories, so you don't, if you've missed some of them, you might see them again. Keep tuning in, keep watching Film Festival, like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can see more interviews with filmmakers and other Scottish independent workers within music and literature.